So I wanted to give a little update of work on the cabin. It's been a little while. And I'm at the point where I think I've got all the plumbing and electrical done. So I wanted to, A, show you a little video of it, but also capture it for future reference. Hopefully we'll remember where this video is. So basically let's go start at where the water comes in. So there's a line obviously running all the way from the well, which is about 1,500 feet away. And it comes, the raw water comes in here. So cold water comes in this pipe and goes up into the loft there. And basically up in the loft is a big bunch of pipes that distribute the water to the bathroom and kitchen. So you just kind of take a look at that. So that's the heater. So there, that black cable is 220 volts. Obviously it's not live, but that'll be wired to that heater. And the pipes coming out of the heater will be hot, so you got hot water going to the shower and the sink in the bathroom, and then hot water going to the kitchen as well. And all the rest of the pipes are just cold water that are going to, again, the bathroom, toilet, shower, and the kitchen sink. And so basically hot and cold water lines coming down from the attic here and in the wall, and then they run along to the stub out there for the toilet, stub outs for the vanity in the bathroom, and then here is the shower control covered in sawdust because I've been doing a bunch of drilling. But basically that is hot and cold for the shower, and that center one will go to the shower head. So that's plumbing in the bathroom. We go over here, and down from this corner is the plumbing that's going to the kitchen. So again, a hot and cold line. It comes in, stubs out under what will be the kitchen sink there. And you saw this vent, there's a vent pipe in the bathroom, and this is another vent pipe for the sink in the kitchen. Basically, those vent pipes just allow air to come in behind when you have water draining. It's especially important for the toilet, otherwise it won't flush right. So those vent into the soffit. And that's pretty much the plumbing. So then the electrical, that big black cable is going into our junction box here, so that's 220. And the 220 gets turned into 110 or 120, depending on what the source is. I think actually we've got about 240 volts, so it'll turn into 120 volts. So then we've got these 6 breakers on various circuits going out. So I guess the first set really go to the bathroom. So they kind of go up into the ceiling and then drop back down. So it's fairly busy wiring here in the bathroom. We've basically got, a light, we've got a heater, and we've got a fan, and then we've got the power that actually comes into the box. So you've got a power wire that comes in the box, and you got the 3 switches. Just got an outlet right here, and then we have another outlet right here in the bathroom. And then the overhead, we've just got this rough-in wires that'll go to that fan, and the heater for the fan, and then the light for the bathroom. So fairly simple. We also have a couple of different circuits running to the kitchen. So this outlet right here will be above a counter, and so it's got its own circuit breaker so that you could put like a hot paint, what is it called, a hot plate, I guess is what I'm looking for. And they draw a large amp. We don't want to be cutting off the circuit breakers, so got a dedicated loop there, outlet here for the refrigerator, and then we just got wiring running over the top. Basically we've got this wiring right here coming down into this set of switches here, and that wire hanging right there is the lights for the kitchen, so it'll go into some can lights. Wires over here come to outlets in the kitchen, so there's an outlet above the counter. This is a switch for a light above the sink. This is an outlet again above the counter in the kitchen. And then there's a second loop runs along the top here, and it makes its way over to basically an outlet that's kind of centered on the cabin there, and then we have another outlet on the other side of the window right here. And all the wires are running above the top of the windows in that little space where the cripple studs are. A lot of drilling, a lot of wiring. It's about 900 feet of wire. This is one of my proudest moments, is running that wire around the corner. So I had to drill 2 holes and make them meet, and then fish the wire through, and it actually worked, which I was very happy, since most of the time those kinds of things take me about half the day. So other side, 3 wires here. We have an outlet, and it's not, I don't have it roughed in yet, but that'll go to an outside outlet, so through the exterior wall. That second wire there goes to an outside floodlight. And then again, we just have power outlet there. We have a power outlet in the middle here. And then basically this very busy set of light switches here. I know that looks impossibly busy, but it's really not that much. It's really, we just have a light switch. So those 2 wires are running up into the ceiling. I'll just show you one of them. So this basically, here's where there'll be a light right there where that coil is. And then it runs up through the peak and second light there. So there'll be 4 lights and basically 2 wires coming to this junction box. So we're gonna have the interior light is this one. The next is gonna be the fan. So that fan wire runs basically in that big bunch of wires, and then it runs up. Nope, sorry, that's the light. The fan is on the other side. Try to remember where that is. Oh yeah, I made a little sign for myself. So here's the fan. And it runs to the center of the room basically, and you see that loop, that's where the fan's gonna be. And then the final set of lights on the other side of this roof joist runs up here. So there's one light where that coil is, and another light basically where that coil is right there. So we have interior light, we have a fan switch, and then we have an exterior light switch. So light, fan, and then exterior light switch. So that's going to be this light right here that's on the outside of the door, right there where the tape is. And then that 4th switch is basically the floodlights on this side. So that runs this way and this way to floodlights on either corner. And I think that is pretty much it. So 900 feet of wire, feels like a lot of wire in a small space, but it's done and it's time to put in the insulation. So I'm happy.